Subhanallah wa bihamdi. And as for up here, the doings, we covered this issue in previous lessons. The issue of the doings is a famous point of difference in opinion in the Aqidah for Ahlus Sunnah. The Ash'aris versus the Maturidis. The Ash'aris say the doings of Allah are traces of His power and therefore are not eternal attributes of His. According to the Maturidis, the doings of Allah are eternal attributes of His. So according to the Maturidis, Allah has eternal attributes of the self and He has eternal attributes of doings or acts as an eternal act. And they say, as for what is acted upon, it would never be eternal. The actor, the fa'il, Allah, is eternal, says the Maturidis and the Hanafis. And the act, therefore, is eternal, because it is not possible that one would be an actor without an act confirmed. We can't confirm someone as an actor before confirming an act, unless it's a figure of speech. Only if it's a figure of speech. If you were to say, Fulan is a NASCAR driver tomorrow, and you say is like confirming now, not shall be. Shall be means not now. So if someone were to say, Fulan is a NASCAR driver, let's say he's not one though, so then it wouldn't be valid to say it, unless it's a figure of speech. And then you said, for example, tomorrow, he's a NASCAR driver tomorrow, then it means the attribute shall be confirmed for him. We are saying it now under the with the meaning that it shall be confirmed. So it's not valid in a literal sense to confirm an actor without a confirmed act. Therefore, if the actor is eternal, then the act is eternal. But the other ones, why this is problematic for them and they don't agree with this, because in their understanding, if the act is eternal, then there should be an eternal thing that's acted upon. And they gave an example. They said, for example, a strike. If someone were a striker, that's an act. That yani, a striker, I mean, that's an actor. If someone were a striker, he is therefore an actor. That's his act. His act is striking. So, if someone is a striker and therefore has the act of striking, it is necessary that there is something struck. It would not be valid to deny any struck one at all and yet confirm a striker and a strike too. A striker and a strike without a struck one. That's what they said. But this is not the stronger way. Yani, even that argument in itself is uh, it's not invincible. That argument is not invincible, because it could be said, well, even just in Arabic language, in terms of grammar, we find that it is possible to have an act and an actor without something acted upon. And that's a complete sentence. You could say, for example, Qama Zaid. Qama Zaid. Zaid stood. So, is there an act Yes. Standing. Is there an actor? Yes. Zayd, the stander, the standing one. Is there something acted upon? No, there is not. There is only the attributed one and his attribute. And so it's not impossible to confirm an actor and an act without something acted upon. That's not an invincible argument. But that's what they said. They said if Allah is doer in eternity and has doing in eternity, then there must be a done thing in eternity, and that's blasphemy. And it's like they're saying, we know you don't believe like that, Maturidis. We know you are from the people of the Sunnah, but we don't agree with this wording of yours because this is what it would imply, that there is an eternal done thing. So they will respond, it does not imply that. But on the other hand, what you are saying implies that there would be an actor without an act in the first place. You are saying that there could be an actor without an act in the first place. And they are saying that. They're not going to deny that. They are saying that. So the Maturidis are saying this is weaker. But the Ash'aris, their answer to that is, that's true, but you're looking at it from a perspective of language. And we are looking at it from a perspective of religion, not language. And yani, this answer, it's not stronger than the answers of the Maturidis. Yani, like, the Maturidis are going to say, don't you agree with us that Allah is Al-Khaliq, the creator? So the Ash'aris will say yes, for sure. Then the Maturidis will say, if he is Khaliq, creator, but they would say, oh, wait. And don't you agree with us, oh Ash'aris, that he is Khaliq in eternity? So the Ash'aris will say, indeed, we agree. He was Khaliq in eternity. So the Maturidis will say, okay, and therefore he must have had Khalq in eternity, just to validate the name Khaliq in the first place. The fact that we confirmed he is Khaliq in eternity, that proves that he has Khalq in eternity. Or else we would be confirming the description, the descriptive name for the one who lacks the attribute that validates the name in the first place. The one who lacks the attribute that is the source for the name. We will be confirming the name, a name for someone who lacks the attribute that is the source of the name. So this is strong. This is a strong argument here. The Ash'ari's answer to this is, that's the linguistic take, which you are saying is true in language. And that is true. This is the source of such talk is the language. And if someone were to say, what do you mean this is linguistic and what you are talking about is religious? What do you mean? Well, my point is a religious perspective, not a linguistic perspective. So the Maturidi might say to him, what is that supposed to mean? So he would say, what it means is that we do indeed agree that Allah is eternally Khaliq, but not because of something in the language. We don't confirm that Allah is Khaliq because he has an attribute of khalq. This is your linguistic perspective here from the rules of sarf. They say, we are saying Allah is khaliq not for any linguistic rule. We are saying he is khaliq because he said so in the Quran. Well, that's true. They said, therefore, it's a religious perspective here, not linguistic one. But the Maturidis are still able to say, well, regardless, you are nevertheless confirming the descriptive name without confirming the attribute that's the source of the name. So then the Ash'aris will double down here and say, by religious, yani, it's like they're saying, we are religiously justified here. So they have two sayings. The people of the prophetic way have two sayings here. And neither of those sayings demands deeming anyone a kafir or a heretic. And the stronger one, according to what we learned from our sheikh, is the saying of the Maturidis, which is the saying of Abu Hanifa, fundamentally. And also, it is the saying of Al-Bukhari, rahimahullah. And also, it is the saying of Ibn Hajar al-Asqalani. And also, it is the saying of Ibn Khafif, the direct student of Imam al-Ash'ari. And also, it is the saying of Ibn Abbas. Wallahu ta'ala alam.